The sky was burning. Cities on Earth were in ruins. Smoke rose from skyscrapers, and the oceans glimmered red from fires and explosions. Alien warships hung in the clouds, their weapons raining destruction across every continent. Humanity had never faced an enemy like this. Soldiers ran through shattered streets, trying to defend what little remained. Tanks and fighter jets fired at the invaders, but their efforts were small sparks against a raging storm. Each human strike was met with overwhelming force. Alien weapons were faster, stronger, and precise. In New York, a group of survivors huddled in the subway tunnels. Children cried. Parents whispered prayers. Every broadcast warned that Earth would fall. Every signal from distant allies had been silenced. Humanity seemed finished. Captain Elias Rowan, a veteran of countless wars, stood on the rooftop of a crumbling building. His armor was scratched and dented. His eyes scanned the horizon, watching alien ships tear apart the last human strongholds. He had fought for decades, but even he felt despair. "They are everywhere," Rowan muttered. "We cannot hold them." Yet, deep in the Arctic, far from the burning cities, something ancient and hidden stirred. Unknown to the invaders, Earth's most secret military project remained untouched, cryogenic chambers buried beneath miles of ice and snow. Inside these chambers lay humans unlike any the galaxy had seen. Super soldiers enhanced for combat, survival, and endurance beyond ordinary limits. The invaders had not known of them. They had assumed every human had been killed, every city destroyed. They had celebrated their victory over a species they believed extinct. Meanwhile, across the globe, small pockets of resistance tried to fight back. Civilians scavenged weapons. Engineers repaired old tanks. Pilots flew outdated jets into the skies. Every action seemed meaningless, but humans could not stop trying. They fought because they had no choice. They fought because survival was in their blood. In one shattered command center in Moscow, a young officer sent a desperate message. To any remaining forces, Earth is lost. Evacuate if you can. Outside, alien patrols advanced methodically, hunting every survivor. They had no mercy. Every street, every tunnel, every building was searched. Humans were captured or destroyed. It seemed as if the last traces of humanity were being erased. But the Arctic remained untouched. Thick layers of ice and secrecy hid the chambers where super soldiers slept. Advanced technology maintained their cryogenic stasis. Sensors monitored the world above, waiting for the signal that would wake them. Above the ice, alien scouts scanned for hidden resistance. They found nothing. Nothing at all. No cities. No armies. No threat. Just silence. One alien commander laughed as he looked at the readings. "Humanity is finished," he said. "Every human is dead. We have won." Even Captain Rowan felt the weight of this truth. In the streets, he saw families vanish. In the skies, he saw jets explode. On the ground, soldiers fell. He moved among them, offering hope where there was little, but even he could not deny it. The enemy was winning. Yet, in the cold, hidden depths of the Arctic, humanity was not finished. The last plan, the final hope, remained locked beneath the ice. Cryogenic chambers, filled with humans trained for a single purpose: to survive, to fight, and to reclaim their planet, waited silently. As Rowan watched the alien ships destroy the last city he could see, he whispered, "If humanity is to survive, it will not be by chance. It will be because the frozen warriors awaken." And far below, sensors in the icy depths began to flicker. One chamber opened slightly. A faint glow escaped. A soft hiss echoed through the icy corridors. The galaxy had believed humans were gone. The world had believed humanity was finished. But some humans were sleeping, waiting, watching. And when they awoke, no enemy would survive. The last human fall was only the beginning. Far above the Arctic ice, alien patrols moved with confidence. They had scoured the globe and found nothing. Cities lay in ruins. Human armies were destroyed. Every report confirmed their victory. "They are finished," one alien commander said. "Humanity is gone. Earth belongs to us." Yet, deep beneath miles of ice, the truth was different. Buried under glaciers and frozen mountains, Earth held its most dangerous secret. Hidden chambers, built decades ago in the most remote regions, contained humans unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Super soldiers. Humans enhanced for war. Humans designed to survive and dominate. Inside each cryogenic chamber, a figure lay still. Arms crossed, body reinforced with cybernetic enhancements. Skin pale from decades in stasis. Eyes closed, waiting. Sensors measured every heartbeat, every breath slowed to near nothing. Every soldier was ready, waiting for the signal to wake. The Arctic was silent. Too silent. Outside, snowstorms raged. Ice creaked and groaned as glaciers shifted. The invaders had no idea that beneath their feet, the last humans were untouched. Scientists long dead had left instructions. Every chamber had monitoring systems, automated to awaken the super soldiers if the surface world fell to enemies. The technology was advanced, far beyond normal human weapons. Each soldier had strength, speed, and reflexes that no alien could match. Their armor was enhanced. Their weapons were deadly. Even the aliens' most advanced scanners could not penetrate the ice. All sensors read only empty glaciers. All satellites recorded only snow and storms. The Arctic seemed barren. Perfect camouflage. One chamber stirred. A soft hiss echoed in the corridor. Frost melted around the edges. Inside, the cryogenic pod lit up. A single human opened their eyes. Blue light reflected off the enhanced armor, faintly glowing in the frozen room. "Awake," a soft mechanical voice said. "Time to fight." The human sat up slowly, muscles moving as if awakening from a short sleep. In truth, they had waited decades. Centuries even. Their memory held every lesson of humanity's wars. Every skill, every tactic, every strategy, ready to unleash on any enemy. Outside, alien patrols continued to sweep the surface. They saw nothing. They heard nothing. But beneath the ice, the humans had already begun their preparation. Weapons activated. Communication systems came online. Each chamber opened in sequence. Soon, dozens, then hundreds of super soldiers were awake. Their eyes scanned the world above. Their minds calculated the enemy's weakness. Their hearts beat for the same purpose humans had always had: survival and victory. Captain Elias Rowan, who had survived on the surface, watched the snow from a hidden shelter. He had sent his final message to any survivors: prepare for the awakening. They are coming. The Arctic chambers had been humanity's last hope. Now they were ready. The invaders believed they had won. They had destroyed every city. They had killed every soldier. They had erased humanity. They were wrong. Because the frozen warriors of Earth were awake. And the world would never be the same again. The Arctic was alive with quiet motion. Deep beneath the ice, rows of cryogenic chambers hissed open. Frost melted and lights flickered as centuries-old technology roared to life. Super soldiers stirred inside, awakening from decades of frozen silence. Their bodies were enhanced, stronger, faster, and sharper than any ordinary human. Their minds were trained for war, every skill etched into memory. Captain Rowan moved among the awakening soldiers. His eyes, weary but determined, scanned the rows of humans rising from stasis. These were not ordinary survivors. They were humanity's ultimate warriors, perfected for a single purpose: survival and victory. "Report," Rowan said. A young officer replied, "All soldiers are awake, sir. Systems are online. Weapons are functional." Rowan nodded. "Good. Begin orientation. Remember your training. Assess the surface. The invaders think we are gone. They are about to learn the truth." Outside the chambers, alarms began to hum. Sensors detected movement on the frozen surface. Alien patrols, unaware of the sleeping army beneath, scanned for signs of life. They reported nothing. To them, Earth was silent. Dead. Finished. The super soldiers moved silently, assembling quickly. Weapons were drawn: energy rifles, pulse blades, armored gauntlets, and other advanced tools of war. Every soldier knew their role. Every soldier understood the mission: strike efficiently, destroy the invaders, and reclaim Earth. One soldier, a woman with cybernetic enhancements, looked out through the thick ice and snow. Her eyes narrowed. "They think we are gone," she whispered. "They do not know what waits beneath the ice." A soldier nearby grinned. "Let them find out." Captain Rowan raised a hand. "Come. Patience. Observation first. Strike second. Precision is our advantage." Even in stasis, these humans had been trained to endure the impossible. They were cold, calculated, and deadly. Every movement was deliberate. Every step taken with purpose. The aliens continued to patrol, confident and mocking. "Humanity is finished," one commander said. "We have taken everything. Nothing survives." But below them, humanity's final hope was coming alive. Systems powered up. Cryogenic fluids drained. Armor assembled itself over bodies like a second skin. Weapons calibrated automatically, ready for instant deployment. The first human to fully exit the chamber scanned the surface. "Targets detected," he said. "Shall we begin?" Rowan's voice was calm but firm. Not yet. Let them make the first mistake. Observe. Calculate. Then strike. Across the Arctic, more chambers opened. Hundreds of super soldiers emerged, silent and deadly. Their combined presence created a force the aliens could not comprehend. The world above remained unaware. Cities were burning. Aliens were celebrating victory. Humanity seemed erased. But the Arctic held Earth's last secret. And now the secret was awake. The super soldiers moved into formation. Engines and weapons systems powered silently, ready to unleash destruction on those who had destroyed their world. The awakening had begun. And the invaders would soon discover that no human, no matter how long frozen, could be underestimated. The Arctic sky was quiet. Above, alien patrols glided over the ice, confident and careless. They had scoured the planet and found nothing. Humanity, they thought, was finished. Every city destroyed. Every soldier dead. Earth was theirs. But beneath the ice, the super soldiers waited. Their armor glowed faintly in the dim light of the chambers. Weapons were ready. Sensors scanned the surface, calculating the invaders' every move. Captain Elias Rowan raised his hand. Strike. Instantly the silence shattered. Chambers opened simultaneously across the Arctic. Frost and ice exploded outward as super soldiers emerged. Weapons fired with precision. Energy rifles sent bolts of light across the frozen landscape. Missiles launched from hidden bunkers, striking alien ships mid-air. Explosions bloomed like miniature suns, lighting the Arctic night. The aliens screamed in confusion. Impossible. How can this be? One alien officer reported frantically, all our scans, they show nothing. Their weapons, undetectable. Super soldiers moved with deadly efficiency. They were not panicked or loud. Every action was calculated. One group disabled enemy engines. Another destroyed communication systems. Yet another targeted weapons arrays, leaving the aliens vulnerable. Captain Rowan led a squad of elite soldiers across the icy plains. His pulse rifle fired in controlled bursts, cutting down invaders before they could react. The veterans moved like shadows, striking quickly and vanishing, leaving chaos behind. The alien commander watched in disbelief as their patrols fell one by one. These humans, they should be dead. They are unstoppable. And they were. The Arctic became a battlefield of fire, ice, and lightning. Explosions reflected off snow and ice, painting the frozen plains in red and orange. Alien ships attempted retreat, but hidden human turrets and snipers blocked escape routes. No invader survived unscathed. One super soldier, standing atop a glacier, surveyed the destruction. His armor was scratched but intact. His eyes scanned the battlefield. They thought we were finished, he said. They were wrong. The aliens' morale shattered. Panic spread through their ranks. Commanders tried to regroup, but every move was anticipated by the humans. Every strategy countered. Humanity, thought extinct, had returned stronger than ever. By the end of the first strike, the Arctic was silent again. The frozen warriors had withdrawn to regroup, leaving a path of destruction behind. Alien ships lay burning across the icy plains. Communications were broken. Survival was uncertain. Captain Rowan addressed his soldiers, calm as ever. We did not destroy everything, he said. We reminded them of humanity's power. Remember, restraint is strength. Precision is victory. The aliens had learned a terrible truth. Earth's humans were not gone. They had only been sleeping. And now the frozen warriors had awoken. The first strike was over. But the war for Earth and the galaxy's respect had just begun. The world was silent, but the shockwave spread across the globe. News of the Arctic super soldiers' first strike traveled faster than any broadcast. Alien forces reported their losses. Entire patrols and stations had been destroyed. The galaxy, which had thought humans were erased, now trembled at their return. They are alive, a trembling alien commander whispered. They should be dead. In cities across the remaining human territories, survivors peeked from shelters. Rumors of the super soldiers spread quickly. Some thought it was a miracle. Others feared what the awakened humans could do next. Captain Elias Rowan watched the chaos unfold from a hidden Arctic command center. His face was calm, expression unreadable. They will learn, he said quietly to his officers. They will learn what it means to underestimate humanity. Alien fleets began to withdraw, confused and terrified. Orders from distant commanders arrived too late. Ships malfunctioned under precise strikes from the hidden super soldiers. Panic replaced confidence. Communication broke down. No one knew how to counter the humans' precision and strategy. They are not just strong, an alien analyst admitted. They are disciplined. They plan. They predict. They fight like no species we have ever faced. Rowan moved among his soldiers. Stay sharp. Remember your training. We do not strike recklessly. Our power is in precision, timing, and discipline. From above, satellites captured the icy battlefield. Explosions still smoldered, reflecting light across the glaciers. Alien commanders convened in urgent councils, desperate for a solution. Messages were sent to every fleet in the sector. Do not underestimate humans. Avoid Earth at all costs. Back on the ground, humans who had survived the initial invasion began to emerge from shelters. They watched as the frozen warriors secured their land. There was hope, a spark that had been lost in the chaos of alien attacks. In Moscow, a young officer broadcasted a message to any survivors. Humanity lives. We fight. We endure. And the Arctic holds our last line. The frozen warriors awaken for those who remain. Across the galaxy, alien species whispered in fear. They had believed humanity wiped out. They had counted Earth as conquered. Now every species knew the truth. Humans were not just survivors. They were predators. They were disciplined, deadly, and relentless. Captain Rowan looked out over the frozen battlefield. The world has learned, he said softly, and they will never forget. Every enemy that threatened us will remember the Arctic warriors' power. The world had trembled. Cities were still damaged. Aliens had been pushed back. But humanity had shown its strength, discipline, and deadly precision. And the galaxy would never again believe humans were weak. The frozen warriors had awakened. The world had been warned. The Arctic was quiet, but the world above was changing. Alien forces had fled from Earth's surface, shaken and confused. Reports of destroyed patrols and crippled ships spread across the galaxy. Humanity, once thought erased, had returned stronger than ever. Captain Elias Rowan moved through the Arctic Command Center, his eyes calm and determined. It is time, he said. We reclaim our world. Every city, every region, every human survivor, protected and restored. The super soldiers prepared to move. Their armor gleamed under dim lights. Weapons were primed. Every soldier knew their mission, precise, strategic, and unstoppable. They did not strike out of anger. They struck to restore order, protect survivors, and enforce humanity's return. Outside the ice, the first human patrols emerged. They moved methodically, clearing alien stragglers from towns and cities. Advanced weapons neutralized threats without unnecessary destruction. The super soldiers' training was clear, precision over chaos. Captain Rowan watched as groups secured major areas. We fight for survival, he said. We do not destroy everything. Discipline is our strength. Strategy is our power. Alien commanders attempted to regroup, sending small fleets to reclaim territory. They were met with calculated resistance. Missiles intercepted. Ambushes executed. Every strike planned. Every move anticipated. They underestimated us, a young soldier said quietly as she scanned a battlefield. They thought humans were finished. Rowan nodded. Yes. And now they know why humanity endures. Across Earth, humans slowly returned to the surface. Cities were rebuilt. Survivors came out of hiding, inspired by the presence of the super soldiers. The world had seen its last hope restored, discipline, precision, and power. Alien forces, once arrogant and confident, now feared humanity. Reports came in, fleets destroyed, supply lines cut, and morale shattered. No species had ever faced humans like this, strategic, patient, and deadly. In the Arctic Command Center, Rowan addressed his soldiers. Today we reminded the galaxy, humans are not weak. We endure. We adapt. And we strike when necessary. Earth is ours and we will defend it always. The frozen warriors did not celebrate. They did not boast. Their victory was quiet, controlled, and complete. Their presence alone was a warning to any who would dare threaten humanity again. The invaders retreated. The survivors watched as humans reclaimed what was theirs. And across the world, whispers spread. Humanity is back. Humanity is deadly. Humanity never forgets. The Arctic had awakened. Humanity had struck back. And the galaxy would remember. The Arctic was silent once more. The invaders had fled. Alien patrols scattered across the globe. Cities smoldered, but humanity had survived. The frozen warriors had returned, restoring order and showing the galaxy that Earth was not conquered. Captain Elias Rowan stood atop a glacier, overlooking the icy plains. His soldiers formed precise lines behind him, silent and disciplined. Their weapons were ready, but they did not strike. Victory was not measured in destruction. It was measured in survival, discipline, and power. They believed humans were gone, Rowan said softly. They thought Earth was finished. They were wrong. Across the globe, humans emerged from hiding. Survivors looked at the Arctic warriors with awe. These were not ordinary humans. They were the last hope of a species nearly erased, perfected for survival and ready for any threat. The aliens would remember this day. Entire fleets had been destroyed or humiliated. Every species that had doubted humanity now understood the truth. Humans are relentless. They are disciplined. They are deadly. From the Arctic chambers, sensors monitored Earth and beyond. The super soldiers had risen not for revenge but as a warning. A warning to the galaxy that humanity would endure, adapt, and strike when necessary. Captain Rowan addressed his soldiers, calm but firm. Remember this. Today we showed the galaxy our strength. Tomorrow they may test us again. And we will be ready. Earth is ours and humans will never fall again. Frost and ice sparkled under the cold sun as the super soldiers returned to their stations. Their presence alone was a signal. Do not underestimate humanity. Do not challenge Earth. Do not believe humans can be erased. In distant galaxies, reports of the Arctic strike spread. Fear and respect replaced arrogance. The invaders had learned a lesson written not in fire, but in ice and precision. The world had been warned. The frozen warriors had awakened. And humanity would never forget how to survive. No enemy, no matter how powerful, would ever underestimate humans again. The Arctic was quiet. The threat was clear. The warning written in ice was eternal. Humanity had risen from the brink. And the galaxy had been shown the full power of Earth's final warriors.